things we do now. Let's get some weekend content going, huh? So, first up is how I, a microbiologist, kill stuff. Ethanol for cleaning phones. For cleaning my phone, pure ethanol. For cleaning metal, 10% bleach solution. It does an incredible job on your sink. For less critical or more sensitive surfaces, I like 1% Dawn Ultra, or about 3% of any other dish soap. Uh-oh. For more sensitive surfaces, I like 1% Dawn Ultra, or about 3% of any other dish soap. This is just my go-to for cleaning bikes anyway, though. So, what kind of YouTube video would this be if I didn't bring out the dangerous stuff that you should not use at home? So, here's our autoclave. In principle, it works just like a pressure cooker, so it's kind of just a giant Instant Pot. We're gonna put these guys in there. It's gonna pressure cook them at 250 degrees, which is well above the boiling point of water. So, autoclaving works by pressurizing a chamber far above the point at which water will be able to boil. This is how we can get up to 250 degrees and unfold proteins completely, as opposed to unfolding them partially like you would get at just a boiling temperature. When I said that I'm not really afraid of things that I work with, that largely goes for the infectious agents that I'm supposedly studying. What I didn't tell you about is the cleaning agents. This is Backdown Industrial Disinfectant. Backdown is a concentrated benzalkonium chloride solution. What that means is it's a quaternary ammonium salt that will rip apart any protein that it comes in contact with. So what it says on the label is causes immediate and irreversible blindness if you get it in your eyes. So while I haven't used this in the house, I do keep it around. I'm not really sure why. It's more of a morbid fascination with, well, maybe I'll have to sanitize the entire building sometime. You never know. So, why do these things work? What about soap or ethanol or benzalkonium chloride or bleach actually works to kill proteins? Well, let's say we have a protein called Grant. And Grant is held together by small intermolecular actions, right? So we might have a positive to positive, we might have a negative to negative. All right, so why do these cleaning agents work? Why does dish soap work? Why does bleach work? Why does benzalkonium chloride work really, really well? Well, the answer has to do with the charges inside of a protein molecule. So over here, we might have a little negative charge, and one over there, and one over there, and maybe another one over here, right? And let's say over here we have a positive charge, and a positive one, and a positive one, and a positive one. What that's going to do is that's going to create little attractions in between these groups. So between all of those attractions, we're going to actually physically hold the structure together. And what that means is no matter like how much buffeting happens, no matter what, we're going to keep roughly the same shape. And since in proteins form and function are so tightly linked, we're going to still be able to work. But now, what would happen if I got rid of those by, say, putting a soap molecule on it. Now, this end is pretty positive. That end doesn't really have a charge. Let's put another one over here with a nice polar end. Now, what's going to happen is we're actually going to rip apart the letter G in my name, and it's just going to sort of be nothing because we've sort of neutralized all of our charges with soap molecules. Okay, so we've used soap. And benzalkonium chloride does a similar thing, but what about chlorine? Well, chlorine is a little bit more interesting, because let's say we have a part that really doesn't have a charge, like this letter T here. What chlorine will do is it'll come in and it'll stick little chlorines, little chloride atoms, all over the length. And what that'll do is it'll let water, which is positive and negative, positive, negative, positive, little Mickey Mouse ears, that'll sort of move in and start to rip this all apart. So rather than a T, we again end up with something sort of amorphous. Because all of these things that were supposed to be hydrophobic, water-fearing, running away from water, now they don't really mind it so much. And since water's everywhere, it'll just rip you right apart. The last thing that we can get is called a disulfide bridge. So disulfide bridges are a sulfur to sulfur bond. They're what actually gives your hair structure. And what's going to happen there, soap, not going to break it down. Benzalkonium chloride, not even that. But what chlorine will do is rather than sulfur to sulfur, it'll be sulfur to chlorine, sulfur to chlorine, because sulfur to sulfur, while these two do have an attraction to one another, and they do want to bond, chlorine wants to bond to things all the more. So, rather than having A and N, we're just going to end up, again, with something sort of amorphous. Man, that's not even legible anymore. So hopefully that was useful. It's always kind of overwhelming to think about all of the things that you have to clean or should be cleaning, or all the prioritization of ways to stay safe. The best way to stay safe is still to stay at home, to limit your contact with other people. For those of you who are curious, I'll leave some links to the CDC and World Health Organization websites, as well as one to the organization that I work for, down below. Feel free to reach out to me with any questions, either in the comments or directly. Thanks. See you next time.